Hello, dollars. I'm glad you could stop in with us tonight on this wonderful Thursday, thankful Thursday, as I always say. And we're getting ready to have a great talk tonight. So get ready, grab your glass of wine, get ready for your coffee, water, whatever you may want to come in and sit and chat with us just for a while. We're talking about doing coloring outside of these lines and doing business in 2024 and beyond. And tonight we're going to be talking specifically and about Dubai and doing the process of doing business globally and also getting you ready to do business outside of your state, but really doing business globally. Okay, so tonight is about Dubai and it's about doing business in Dubai. So we're glad that you stopped in with us. And don't forget to check the Dropbox, and we're going to give you some more information. So stay tuned and let's get started. Glad everyone dropped in with us tonight to discuss coloring outside of those lines and doing business in 2024 and beyond. So tonight we're going to be talking about specifically about doing business in Dubai. And what we've had the opportunity, all three of us, well, all four of us together, we're coming through that birth canal together. We're decided to launch our business in Dubai in 2025. So now we're in the midst of getting the paperwork done. So since we filmed in September, we have come to another point which we're going to discuss tonight. And so each one of the ladies are going to jump in and share. But what we're going to start off with tonight, we're going to start off with just Sarah introducing herself. And then after that, it will be Felicia. And then after that, it'll be Glad and Glenda. She'll be introducing herself as well and telling where they're from and giving you information on what they do here in the U.S. for right at this point now in their businesses. All right, ladies.
Good evening, everyone. I am Lady Jacera, the proud owner of the Oasis Sanctuary, as well as the Legacy Leadership Group. In the United States, I provide therapeutic services and healing services primarily for women of color who are, I refer to them as Jashelles. They are powerful women who are influential in public and in organizational settings. And so they come to me to get support, to get the therapy services that they need. As far as the transition over into Dubai, we'll get into that a little more because I'm also a consultant and executive coach. And that's the business that I'm going to be carrying over into Dubai. And I'll tell you a little more about that. I'm located outside of Atlanta, born and raised Detroit, Michigan. Woo, woo, woo. So taking this leap to do business in Dubai is a huge step that I'm excited about. And I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. All right, Miss Felicia Lachelle.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, ladies. You guys look so beautiful tonight. I'm excited to be here. I am currently in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here since 2016. I have a couple of things that I do. I'm a hairstylist and makeup artist in the beauty industry in Atlanta. I have Felicia Lachelle's Artistry LLC, and then I also have Felicia Lachelle. And I'm kind of playing around with Felicia Lachelle to do a couple of things with. And then also, as we move into the Dubai market, I have Soul Nourishing. So I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. All right, Miss Glenda.
Thank you. Glenda Jackson of Jackson Management Group. I am a licensed, insured, and bonded general contractor in the construction industry. I've been in construction over 20 years. and, no, over 25 years. And I specialize in material purchase and workforce development as a minority woman-owned business. I am located in the DMV, Baltimore, Maryland area. Originally born and raised in Manhattan, New York. You probably could heard it with the Hatton, Manhattan, New York. And I'm excited to be gliding into the Dubai UAE, considering working with construction, doing some other things that we will get into when it's that time. So that's my intro. Thank you.
All right, awesome. So, what I wanted to do tonight, and what we want to do, is to, for the audience, is to begin to think outside of the box. And like I said earlier, to color outside of the lines so that you would know with exposure that you can do different businesses and you don't have to necessarily stay stateside. You can venture out and become great entrepreneurs in other parts of the world. But it's about the exposure and that you're opening up your eyes and your lens of your perspective or being open and broadened so that way you will be able to do this. So you are actually on the journey with us and we're actually learning as we go. So we hadn't made it all the way through. So we decided to come on together because all of us decided that this is something we really wanted to do and we wanted to expand our businesses that we already have. So now we're in that beginning stage of with our paperwork and everything and starting with that. So we want to share that with you tonight. And as we go on, we'll be coming on again next month in the month of November, because every step that we do, and when we get to Dubai, we're going to film you, let you come on with us, and we're going to open it up as well when we're all there together walking through this. I think it's going to be such an amazing time and opportunity for all of us. And we've never done it, so we are learning as we go. So we're going to share all the information that we have. So tonight, what I wanted to do is open up with Felicia, and Felicia is going to share where she's at in the process, and also she's going to unveil her name tonight that she has chosen for her Dubai business. So come on in, Felicia, and tell us exactly what you got going on. I'm excited.
All right. Woo. So I chose the name Soul Nourishing, and just to get your little approach to it, I am in school for crisis counseling. So I wanted to take the therapeutic approach and kind of mix it in with the hair and the beauty industry, because I've been in it for 30 plus years and I've been being somebody's therapist for that long.
Mhm.
So why not go ahead and get the license and degree to go behind it, right? Need more money for it. So I wanted to add all of those things and pretty much making it a spa. So the name of the business again is Soul Nourishing. And I chose 1 year. I wanted to see how it's going to work. And being a freelance artist is going to have to be, it's a lot of groundwork getting out there, building clientele and etc. So I'm excited for meeting new people. I'm excited for even just allowing my feet to grace new territory. I'm up for the challenge. It's going to be very challenging, but I'm definitely up for the challenge.
Okay, Felicia, that's awesome. So now, with you saying the challenges, would you like to expound on that just a little bit? When we're on now and we're sharing with maybe others that want to do the same thing. So you want to let them know that you're up for the challenge, and I want you to just expound on that just a little bit.
Yeah. So when you're going into a new territory, we already know that some people may be apprehensive um, from allowing you to get in their face and do their makeup and also touching their hair. So I'm up for the challenge, and I'm gonna win these people over. It's already done, declared and decreed. So I am going in there with a positive mindset. First of all, I'm gonna be the part. Okay.
Mhm.
I have to be that walking billboard in order to attract that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go in and of course be the part. So I'm ready to do that. It's going to require a lot of work, networking, and putting myself out there. which being with these group of ladies, oh my God, y'all have pulled me out of a place of complacency, and I appreciate the camaraderie that we all have with one another. So I'm excited.
Awesome, awesome. So, with that being said, I want to go down and move with Gliding Glenda. And Glenda is going to be speaking to us about the application and how she got started with that and what she learned by doing the application on the form to submit. So she's going to come in and share with us her process on that because all of us have done it. But Glenda is going to shed some insight and enlightenment for you so that you know exactly what you need to do as well. All right, Miss Glenda.
Sure. So in Dubai, if you're setting up a business in the free zone, you will need to fill out a form called the KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Client or Know Your Customer. It is often used in the financial industry for the banks and financial institutions to mitigate their risk. They really want to know who they are doing business with. Mm-hmm. So on that form, it's going to seem like you have to go back and really figure out some things. They want to know where you're from. Where were you born? Not where you live now, but where you're from. Where did your life start? They want to know your information about your parents, if they were married, if they were, or what's your mother's maiden name. That's information they want to know. They also want to know if you've graduated high school or college, or where you are in your matriculation for your schooling, to see how well that you would fit in with what they have going on. And one of the biggest things that for me when I was filling out the form was the question. Well, it was two things actually. The first one was, what is your religion? And I wasn't sure how to answer that, being this is a different culture, right? So I didn't want to offend or feel like I had my application rejected if I put the wrong thing. So that was one concern for me. And then the other was on this KYC form, they want to know where the funds are coming from that you are going to use to set up your business in Dubai, UAE. And that is part of their risk mitigation. They want to know what bank account you got it from, how long it was in there. You don't want to just put this amount of money in this account today or yesterday, and now it'll have questions and implications behind that. So those are the two biggest areas for me as I was filling out the Know Your Customer or Know Your Client form.
Okay. Now, what I heard you say was, and I want you to elaborate a little bit because I think it has to do with the culture. So the culture that you're going to maybe be applying for or a business that you want to do globally, you really must do your research to find out exactly what that country entails, is what is the culture, what is the religion, and kind of how they move with things. So, Glenda, do you think when they were asking of the history, they were trying to find out exactly where you from, like you said, the KYC, and that's what it means. What do you think on that? And did you go in and do some research on Dubai to find out a little bit more while you were filling out the application?
I did, specifically around religion, because I know that there are different religions there. And I did, like I said, I did not want to offend. So when I asked the question, I had the option to put none, there was no religion. So I'm like, if I say none, is that offensive too? Because now you're not a part of it.
Guess what? I did the same thing. I don't know what nobody else did, but I did the same thing. I did the same thing because I didn't really know. And so I didn't know. So I submitted it that way. So, yeah, sure. Now, one thing I wanted you to talk about too, you have to be ready to put your name on and what names you want to use. You want to elaborate a little bit about that, Glenda? That part of the application?
Sure. So, yes. So, as a part of the application, they want to find out what your trade name or your business name is going to be. And they suggest that you give them three options. And your first being the one that you want the most, the second and third in kind, in line. And it was, for me, it was a little bit of a toss up because I have an established business here. I plan on doing that business in the UAE. But when I go to look at social media, or if I start looking at my website domain, I already have that established for my company here in the States. So that's definitely something you want to think about. Giving them three trade names, as they call them. Here we would call them our business names. And knowing what you really want to be first is your first choice, and then go down the line with your second and your third choice.
Yes, that's really good. So I wanted to, for you all, the listeners and the dollars that's on with us tonight, I wanted you to kind of, and I'm asking questions. I've done the application, but I'm asking questions because I know these ladies have expertise in different areas, and I wanted them to expound on it with you so that way you would have an idea on exactly what you would need to fill out on that particular application. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move on over to Miss Jessera, and she's going to talk about how she had to do with her business, because she's coming kind of from a different perspective, and she's licensed here in the U.S., and so you have to make sure those things work in that country or wherever you may be going to do business. So Jessera, would you come on and just kind of tell us a little bit about that and your journey on that, as you shared with me earlier?
Yeah, sure. So I am a licensed mental health therapist and a certified professional coach. I'm also certified to do energy healing and sound baths. A lot of numbers and letters and all of the things. But due to the nature of the work that I provide as a licensed therapist, there's barriers from an ethical perspective that does not easily allow me to do business in Dubai as a therapist. So as a mental health therapist. So my business originally had, it combined therapy with coaching and consulting, right? And so as a part of my strategic planning, I had to be a little creative with regards to doing business in Dubai as a licensed mental health therapist, because of the ethical and even legal implications that I have to uphold as a therapist licensed in several states in the US. With that being said, I decided to create a separate business because I'm also a certified life coach, and I'm working on my PhD now in the fourth year, getting my PhD in business psychology. So it's a perfect marriage in my mind, because human behavior and human interaction is key and paramount in businesses and in organizations, as well as leadership development. So it made sense for me to create the Legacy Leadership Group, which is the consulting and coaching services that I will provide in Dubai. I'm going to couple that, though, with some therapeutic things, if you will. It won't be therapy, but from a therapeutic perspective and lens, from a holistic lens, is how I intend to do business there in Dubai. As a coach and consultant here in the States, I already use a holistic approach. But for Dubai, I had to make it very clear, like Glenda indicated, with regards to the type of business, the purpose, and that needed to, so that was good for me to clarify, because it needed to be separate as well. So the Legacy Leadership Group is where I am, what I'm planning to do business how I'm planning to do business in Dubai. The other thing I do want to say with regards to this transition for any entrepreneur or business owner, as I'm researching and gathering information about Dubai, about 9 million USA citizens have actually moved out of the country and have become expats. And I think there is a lot of reasons for that, particularly for people and women of color. Sometimes we're limited here in what we can do, especially if if we're a part of certain industries and a part of certain fields. So being in Dubai and choosing Dubai as a place to do business is central to many of the other continents. And literally, it's right next door to Asia, right next door to Africa. And you have all of these opportunities where you can expand. And I think we're getting it here in the States. We're understanding that there's opportunities to not only expand, but opportunities to make money and to create generational wealth, because we're not confined to what's here in the States. And a lot of times we're not confined to the discrimination, not the same way like we experience here in the States. So I think that is something for people who may be interested down the road to keep in mind. And I'm not, this is not down the United States at all. I'm saying that it's an opportunity for us to see, like you said, coloring
I just
outside
think
of the box.
coloring outside of the lines and doing business in 2024 and beyond, because everything is just really, really changing. And my draw to Dubai for myself personally was it is an expanding, up and coming new country. It is a little over 50 years old. And so they're just open to so many things. And when I had the opportunity to visit in 2019, my eyes and my lens were cleared up where I could see where it was going to be a good hub, actually. And I thought myself too, with doing the research, I was like, okay, we really can do this thing. I can become an expat, and you all are coming to expat, and I did research on that. And I like the fact that they do honor women there as well. And just as you said, Sarah, I think it is like the new beginning of the beginning, if that makes sense to you all.
It absolutely makes sense. I think the other part to this is not being afraid. I shared this earlier. I'm from Detroit, so born and raised in Detroit. I only saw so much. So it wasn't until I said, "Hey, let me move or expand beyond Detroit," because I think Dr. Dow, you mentioned something about exposure. So even this thought to even expand came because of exposure to something different and something that was not the norm. It was something outside of that. And so I think that's important. As far as Dubai is concerned, Dubai is also very multicultural, and it is designed the way it's set up is their government respects other people's faith. So, Glenda, when you were talking about, what do I put down in terms of my faith, I put what it is, because there's over like different religions and people of different faiths that's there, and they're taught to respect and honor. And I think that's the thing that also is something to consider. They're making it pretty easy for us to do it. We're in that virtual space too. So there is no real limits with us having virtual businesses as well. So just want to add
That's for sure. That's for sure. And I have been doing research, ladies, on it, and they are progressive in doing business with women. And I think women of color, and from us coming from our backgrounds, you're from Detroit, you're from Manhattan, and you're from North Carolina, right, Felicia? And I'm here in Mobile, Alabama, down here in this Delta belt. to be able to have this opportunity. And I think it's just so tremendous that we're able to step out. And I'm the oldest of all of you all. So y'all I consider you, I'm the TT, you're my niece, I'm the big sister. But to be able to be around such women of intelligence. You talking about a babe. You are black and educated, all right? And to be a part of this and just enlighten me, I'm always looking for the next. And being a trendsetter. And you don't have to be a certain age is what I want to say to you all that's on here tonight. You don't have to be a certain age. Age is just a number, but it's what you want to do and what you see your life becoming, right? Would y'all all agree to that? It just is.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I actually think it gets better with time if you would allow it to. Age doesn't have to be.
Like they would say, you guys, they would say the wine as it ages, it gets better. And
Fine.
so I think,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I think that would be a part with me. So, ladies, do you have any other things to add? I know that we're now having a new word, and that's expat, right? And so that we're all becoming expats. And so, with our audience here tonight, and the dollars, and everyone that will be joining on their social media platforms, you know that we're getting ready, and this is something that's really, really good. And we want to invite you to come back to join us next month as we continue this journey. And we want you to be on the journey with us because we're learning as we go, we're sharing as we go, and we also have a group text that we're on, that we're able to talk with each other and share with each other. So we're hoping that you would be able to reach out to us and we would help you. And you may be able to find a group of ladies that want to come on and say, hey, I've seen 4 women of color and they're headed to Dubai to open a business and become entrepreneurs in another part of the country, right? And so we want to make sure that you have that opportunity as well. So get your things together and stay on with us and come back with us. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be sharing. We're going to be empowering you. We're going to enlighten you. We're going to tell you if we make mistakes. We're going to share those things with you so that you can be your best. Because that's what we want to do is uplift one another. And that's what we're all about. Wouldn't you say that as well, everyone? And if there's something else you want to add in, just jump in.
Well, this is great. I just, once again, grateful for the opportunity. And the KY form is the first step in that process. And it's getting clearance to be able to do business. And so it felt really, really good to get the email back saying that, hey, you've been cleared to do business in Dubai. And it was like, wow, 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 wow.
It was.
This
It really
is-
was.
Yeah. One step closer. So it's sobering, to say the least. Yeah.
What do you think about that, Felicia?
I would also say too, to make sure when you're wanting to move forward in this step, make sure you connect with people who are reputable. That is
Absolutely.
a
Good
must.
point.
Because
Mhm.
there are people out there that will scam you for your money. So do your research, connect with people that are reputable. If you know anybody in certain areas that you're willing to launch into, connect with reputable people, and you'll save yourself lots of money for sure.
Oh, thank you for that nugget, Felicia. That's a nugget. So y'all make sure you listen out there in the audience. Don't get scammed because we don't want you to get scammed and then you come back and you say, the ladies that came on Dr. Dial's page, you told me to go, but you have to do your research as we have done so as well. What do you think about that as well, Glenn? It's just like in the States. You need to do your homework before you jump off, you know?
Yeah,
Linda?
absolutely. I would definitely agree with that. And I would add that just get your basics together. You know, it's in another country. You're gonna need your passport. Your passport has to be valid for 6 months on both ends, right? You want to make sure that that's valid. There are great opportunities A nugget that I learned, I was on a call about starting your business globally, not so much in Dubai, but in Africa. And I'm
Mhm.
always taking in information. And one of the gems that I wrote down was to look for people on LinkedIn that are in your orbit, in the business that you want to be in, and start making those types of connections. And that's F to the REE, free.
That's good. That's really good. That's a good nugget. I mean, see there, I told y'all, nuggets just falling out. They're just coming out. So I hope that you all are grabbing up all these good nuggets and putting them together so that way that you can be the best you that you can be and you can be successful in what you're doing. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap it up. We didn't want to hold you too long tonight, but we're so glad that you stopped in on my page, and continue to follow me on Dial In with Dr. D and other social platforms that I am on, and YouTube, and you'll be able to find the whole entirety of this talk tonight on my YouTube page. So y'all have a wonderful evening and blessings to you. I want to thank the Dollars tonight for dialing in with Dr. D tonight. It was a really informative, enlightening, and empowering conversation tonight from the ladies. And they took the time out to come on to be with me tonight because we're taking this journey going to do business outside of the U.S. And my theme for this is Coloring Outside of the Lines, Doing Business in 2024 and Beyond. And we're specifically talking about doing business in the country of Dubai. And so we are all working on it at the same time. And so I would like for you all to stay on this journey with us because you're going to learn so much. It was so many nuggets dropped tonight in just alone. So we want you to come back and follow me on my page on YouTube, Dial In with Dr. D, on my IG page, Dial In with Dr. D, and also Facebook, and it's a little bit different, but it's Dr. Constance Smiley Dial, and to stay in touch with us and keep up with what we have going on. So make sure you just come back and just sit back and take your notes, sit back and get ready, and we're ready to move on with this thing. And so we'll be coming back next month, okay? We're going to do this monthly until we're going to walk y'all through the whole process. How about that? And you get a chance to see the mistakes we make, the good points we make, and you get a chance to learn a lot. So make sure you put the date down for November, and I think it's going to be the third. It's going to be the third Thursday in November, okay, of 2024, and around the same time, 6 p.m. CST, 7 EST. All right, blessings.